Hey, you know what? We're going to be like Winger, and we're going to be headed for a heartbreak here in a minute because I don't know what I'm doing. Got to be done by 5:20, which means we're going to have a 20-minute episode.
We're not. I'm ready whenever y'all are. If you want to go ahead and start.
We've been waiting on you.
Oh, sorry. Let's do this.
I mean, what are we doing here?
Great. Let's do this.
Good, great, grand. No yelling on the bus.
Okay. Okay.
Do it live.
Let's do it.
So let's see. We've got a Houston Astros hat. We've got a Dickies barbecue hat, which could double as a Dallas Cowboys
hat.
That's right.
That's what my brother thinks it is. That's what Stick Crew thinks it is.
Well, I mean, from the camera, like here, it looks like a navy blue Dallas Cowboy.
Does it? 'Cause it looks black on my...
Well, I guess on my screen, or that's just how bad my eyes are. So.
It still looks like Joel's little pop guard is purple.
His hoodie matches the little pop guard, which is purple. The hat is bordering on, navy blue purple.
So check this out. So I don't know if y'all are gonna be able to see this, but
that's the back of your phone, G.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. Oh crud. Yeah, you can't really see. Let me see if I try. Can y'all
is
see
that
it?
Brock?
That's Brock.
Only
his
you
wife
would
gave
have
that to me.
Only
and
you would have a dude on the back of your phone on the pop. Dude, why do you even have the little pop thingy on there?
I don't, but she gave it to me and I laughed.
Yes, you do. You have it on your phone.
What I'm saying is,
don't have it on your phone.
I didn't want it, but she gave it to me, and I was like, I was like,
that doesn't mean you have to put it on there.
That's right.
Oh yeah, you do.
Oh no, you don't.
Oh my Lord! So time out. So you okay? Let's get this straight. You have.
This is going to be the shortest episode ever.
You have it. You wear an A cup. You pee sitting down, and you have one of those little pop things with a dude's face on the back of your phone. Ladies,
and I wonder why people think I bat for the same team.
I mean, if you're going to have a pop guard with a guy's face on it, at least one of us.
I mean,
well,
no,
I didn't buy it. They gave it to me.
I mean,
I like
that doesn't mean you have to put it on your phone.
Well, you know what? If y'all gave me a pop socket, I'll just stick it on there too. I'll have 3 pop sockets.
I see what that's called. I see where we fall in the pecking order.
It'd be different if I bought one, but if Anna gave me one, or I guess Caroline gave me one, I would totally put it on my phone.
I have a girlfriend now.
I haven't met her though.
Let me get this straight. If his wife gave you a T-shirt with that same face on it,
I totally wear it.
Would you wear that around?
Oh yeah.
Ladies, this man is single. Just throwing that out there. Stay tuned for a shirtless episode of Playing Hero.
Right on.
Oh my god.
With pasties.
Okay, on that note.
With pasties. Dude, have her make pasties with Brock's face on it.
It would not be the worst thing that I've done.
Yes, there it is right there. Pasties with Brock's face. And you're playing hero. Holy Santa Claus shit, that just happened.
There's the opening.
Oh my god.
Holy Santa Claus shit.
Holy Santa Claus shit.
Oh my god.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the UNT3. I'm your host, Ryan Gerfers, here with co-host Christian, doing it in one take Fisher.
What take?
And Joel, Mr. I'm going to be shirtless playing for you, Hero Cox.
No, I'm not.
Bet. So, what we do, we come to you every week with all music all the time. We discuss anything and everything music related. We're 3 best friends that's what we do when we get together. We want to get you into this conversation. So at any point during this video, if you see or hear something that you like, comment on it down in the comment section. Subscribe, like, hit the notification button, share this with your friends out there. We want to get as many people involved in this as we can. Tonight, what we're going to bring you are some pretty epic segments, I would say.
They're epic.
Right on, epic.
And then we've got a nice first listen coming at you again. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to discuss what bands we're looking forward to putting out new music in 2021.
Word.
And so, Joel, kick us off with what are you looking forward to for 2021?
Well, I'm so glad that you said that, Ryan. This is an exciting segment considering one of our previous episodes, it was mentioned that we are old, that we should start looking at newer music, if I remember correctly. So I'm excited that we can show that we actually listen to current music as well.
We were told to seek a sponsorship by the AARP.
And that's okay. I will say that there have been some great bands that have released music over the years. As far as things that are coming out, like a lot of the stuff that came out this last year I don't see them putting out anything new for 2021. So I looked at bands that I love, that I know that they have things on the horizon that I'm really excited to see what they're going to put out this next year. So one of the bands that recently put out a Kickstarter fund, and they actually made more money than they requested, is a little known band known as Five Iron Frenzy. Yeah. They are a Christian ska band. I love this band. I love everything that they put out. They broke up for a few years. They got back together for a few years, and then they broke up again or went on hiatus. Well, they're back, and they're in the process of recording an album that's supposed to be out in 2021. They're great. Their music is great. Their songs are great. You can listen to it with your kids. You can listen to it. You don't have to worry about WAP or any of that stuff and muting things. And it's just good. It's just uplifting music. So I'm super excited to hear what they're going to put out. Have you ever heard of Five Iron Frenzy, Christian? Have you heard of them?
I have. Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I love them. Like I said, I've seen them several times on tour. Another band that put out an album almost 2 years ago that I would like to see them is my number one favorite band, Death Cab for Cutie. I know that the lead singer, Ben Gibbard's been putting out some acoustic tracks online. And during this time, a lot of bands have been kind of doing the online show thing. But it also gives them a chance to record because they're not on tour. So I'm looking forward to Death Cab putting out some new music this year. Another band that I heard is rumored to be putting out an album out. They rank in my world just the same as Death Cab, and that's a band called Copeland. Absolutely love Copeland. They're supposed to have an album that comes out this year. And I'm excited that I get to put this, and I don't even know if you guys know this, but I heard that there is a new Midlake album that's coming out this year.
I was looking it up as you were speaking.
So I've heard these guys they have gotten together. Now there's rumors that they're going to bring back one of the original members. I don't know if that's true or not. But
as a singer?
Yeah, as in Tim Smith. I heard that there's a rumor that he might come back. I know that they've recorded with him some stuff. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell anybody that, but we're doing it live. But it's super exciting. I love those guys, and every album that they put out is it's different from the next one. And I've had the privilege of getting to see them kind of behind the scenes and grow, and it's really exciting.
We went to school with those guys.
Yeah, we did go to school with those guys. And so if you haven't heard of Midlake, go check out Bandman and Slivercork. That's kind of their go-to album. And then they released that. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. And then they released that album. For me, the other one that's dear to my heart. But
but I think the one that everybody knows is Van Occupancer. How do you say that?
Van Occupancer. Yeah, The Trials of Van Occupancer. And that's a great album too.
I love that album.
Yeah, and then the album that came after that is also good. It's pretty dark, but I mean, it's a great album. But those other two, by far, like if you want an introduction to them, the EP is very the Benz
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
influenced. But anyway, very excited that they're putting out new music, and so those are kind of my picks for bands that I'm looking forward to new music in 2021. So, Christian, I'm always excited to hear what you're looking at as far as music. So, who are you looking at for 2021?
Well, I guess I'll start off with the one that you just finished with. I was going to say I saw a Facebook post
Mm-hmm.
a few weeks ago
Yeah.
where they very cryptically hinted at a new album, and everybody in the comments was like, "Please tell me this is what I think it is." And they would answer a few of those questions with a yes or a, you'll have to wait and see, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
So I really do hope that they put out a new album. It's been far too long since they put one out.
Yeah.
I love that. Um, well, at least you and I, Joel, we went to school with most of those guys.
Yeah.
And it's just really cool to say, yeah, I went to school with them, and they hometown boys. So
Yeah.
looking forward to that, in whatever iteration that takes place.
Exactly.
I hope they bring Tim back, because
Mhm.
I personally feel that they lost a little bit of something when he left the band.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
I like both. Yeah, I like both. And Antiphone, I mean, I can't say that I didn't wear that album out. Like I actually, and that's the last album that they released, and it's the first one without Tim.
Yeah.
I actually really liked it. I thought it was more of a return to their earlier stuff. It was more uplifting and
Yeah.
more. I don't want to say radio friendly, because that's kind of a negative term, but you could definitely put it in your car and listen to it. It was good. So I hope that they continue that, improving on that. But we'll see. So.
Yeah. So definitely, fingers crossed. Hope that it really is a new album, and just whatever any kind of music, whether it's a single or an EP, whatnot. I'm looking forward to Midlake. I am going to keep us squarely in the you should seek a sponsorship from AARP, because every band from here on out is pretty much a band that we grew up with. So I'm going to, well, except for one, and I guess I'll save them for last. Garbage is slated to put out a new album.
Oh yeah,
in 2021. No,
awesome.
No titles or anything like that. But I'm a big fan of that band. Always have been since the very beginning. And the song that hooked me, I wish I could. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it right off the top of my head. But it's their song that's on the Romeo and Juliet soundtrack. That was like, oh, that's what really hooked me with Garbage. And so I'm looking forward to a new album by then.
Awesome. That's great. I love that band.
I think as far as current rock bands are concerned, because that's mainly what I listen to is rock and indie and music like that. You won't find a lot of hip hop or R&B or country on my list. But as far as current rock bands, I really think the only bona fide one out there right now is the Foo Fighters, and I'm looking forward to their album that comes out in February. And it's called Medicine at Midnight.
Mm-hmm.
That's the name of the album. They currently have a single out called Shame Shame. So check that out.
That's awesome.
If you want just a good rock band, check them out. And plus they got Dave Grohl. How can you not like a band with Dave Grohl in it?
Yeah, Dave Grohl is literally the best. And I'll say this, their last album, I was really surprised how much I liked it.
What, Concrete and Gold? Yeah.
And then the Chasing Light, or oh no, what's the one before that one too?
The one before that, I want to say was the
I know what I'm trying to remember what it's called.
It's the one that Sonic Highways.
Yeah.
The one that they recorded in different cities and actually had a documentary on HBO on.
Yeah.
But I think for me, if we're going to stay on Foo Fighters for a little bit, I think their best album is the one that came out in 2011, Wasting Light.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love that
that's
album.
that's the one I'm thinking of. I was really
Okay.
surprised how much I like that one, and it seems like they kind of dipped for a little bit, and then with that album, they've been on all cylinders ever
Yeah, well,
since.
I think Wasting Light is where it's. I think up to that point was their most mature album,
Mhm.
and you could see where, as a band, their songwriting really. I know Dave is the primary songwriter in that band, but
Yeah,
how they all came together, I think that album to that point was their most mature one.
yeah,
So I'm
great,
really
great
looking
stuff.
forward to the album that comes out in February. I got two more. One is Weezer is slated to release an album in 2021, and the name of the album is Van Weezer or Von Weezer, however you want to pronounce it. But Weezer, I don't know, going all the way back to the Blue Album and Pinkerton. I mean, those guys. I mean, how can you not look forward to someone putting out an album who's been around for as long as they have? You
Yeah,
know, so just the same thing with Foo Fighters. They've been around a long time too. So, and then
yeah.
finally, I've mentioned this band before. I actually mentioned this band in I think episode 2. And Royal Blood is slated to put out a new album in 2021.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and the officially they haven't released a title for the album, but the title that I've seen, like, oh, this is what a working title, if you will, is called Filthy Minds. And so those are the bands and albums that I am looking forward to in 2021.
That's awesome. That's great.
All right, Ryan.
So mine, I don't typically keep up with who's releasing new stuff. I just kind of listen to stuff that y'all play when y'all are over, tell me to play or tell me to listen to. So my list is really more of a wish list, kind of. Um, I hope to hear that these bands would put something new out. I don't know if they are or if they ever will, but it's just a wish list.
Okay.
So the first one would be Corn. I would like to hear Corn put something out, um, just to see if they still got it the way they did back in the day.
I want to say they released one a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I want to say it was 2 years ago, so they're due. And then they did release that single, the cover of "Double Went Down to Georgia." They
Yeah.
released
That's
that this
right.
last
Yeah.
year, which is, I mean, it's great. So
Yeah. Um, I mean, that band, I mean, I wasn't really into them up until I met my wife. And then when we first got together, that's pretty much all we listened to.
mhm.
So that'd be cool. Another one that this is on my list, and this may be a future episode, right? But this is a band that is pretty much on the top of my list to go see live if they ever play live close to here again. And I want to see Rage Against the Machine put something out.
That'd
Um,
be great.
just and they're literally number one on my list for if they come within driving range, which would mean a few states bordering Texas, I will go.
Mhm.
And so I want to see what they can put out or if they put something out. Um, Another one here, we'll go a little more local. Um, he'll smile here in a second, but I would like to see Not Called Common put another album out. Y'all have enough content to put another album out. We've talked about it.
Yeah, we do. We do.
And
There have been
so
rumblings. There have been murmurs.
and so let's get another Not Called Common album out there.
No.
Um,
You and me both, brother. You and me both.
you know, I mean, shoot, y'all got enough content to put 2 or 3 more albums out.
I would love to do it. Yeah.
And
I mean,
so Not Called Common. And then another George Strait. I want to see George Strait put something new out. Let's go country a little bit, you know, or Garth. Get one of those guys to put something out. And so
You like retired artists, like
yeah,
people
yeah.
who
I think George Strait is retired, man.
it's okay, but I mean, I think it'd be great for him. Everybody comes out of retirement sometimes, you know, and it's like, dude, come out and do a one off, even if it's just like a little EP or something. It doesn't have to be, you know, uh, a full blown, you know, 15-track
yeah.
album. Just
Well,
put
I will
something
say
small out
this:
there.
I think you have a better chance of George Strait putting something out than you do Rage Against the Machine. I think Rage Against the Machine is done. I don't think like their recording days together. I think those are over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that may be the case. They'll still tour, but I mean,
I mean,
it would
it's
take a
a it's
lot for them to get together.
it's a one-off type of thing if they tour,
But
right?
they
It's
said the same thing about At the Drive-In, and At the Drive-In eventually got back together, and then they had a pretty terrible breakup. So
well, I don't think it has anything to do with was the breakup terrible or not. I think it's just I think Zach and the rest of the guys have two different visions of how they want to take their or where they want to take their musical careers. I don't think it's anything about a falling out or anything like that. At least the last I've read, that's what it was. It was just like Zach wasn't interested in doing Rage anymore. The guys in Rage weren't really interested in doing that kind of stuff anymore either, and that was post Audio Slave.
yeah,
So
Yeah, and then I'll finish with this one. They may have put something out recently, I don't know, but I'd like to see Avenged Sevenfold put something out,
yeah,
or even a Bullet for my Valentine. One of those two
bullet for
bands.
my effing Valentine.
yeah.
Yes,
That's that'd be great,
I
and
mean,
they're due.
yeah, and the
Well,
thing is you don't hear that kind of stuff played anymore, like on the radio, and it would be nice to have something like that at least get into the rotation.
Yeah, that's
well,
great.
But
one of your wish lists, Corn, they put one out last year, so I don't see one coming
Okay.
out from Corn anytime soon. I'm looking up Avenged Sevenfold right now to see when their last album came out. I want to say their last album came out right around the time. Well, they went on tour with Metallica, and we saw them in 2017.
yeah,
So I
Mhm.
would say Avenged Sevenfold is due.
yeah. And then
Eh,
before we move on to the next segment, if I want to reach way down deep into the wish list bag, like this is digging way down in there,
Okay.
hoping that somebody can unearth or find hidden tracks of like never released, like Chris Cornell, never released, like Jeff Buckley, never released Prince, things like that, artists that are no longer with us. If they can unearth stuff that they're like, we had no idea this stuff existed, and then just
Hmm.
put that out, that would be fan.
well, I know with Prince, there's no having to unearth anything. He's got a whole catalog library, whatever you want to call it, full of unreleased, quote unquote, unfinished music that, from what I've read, just needs touch up. Like, we go into the mastering side of production, and basically it's ready to come out.
Yeah,
So it
they've already
needs
started releasing some of it, but it's the same thing. Yeah, I mean, it's ready to
well,
go. Like
well,
he has albums worth supposedly.
yeah, and I know Chris Cornell. They've released here in the last year or so. They've released a few unreleased, obviously unreleased tracks that he had recorded. Um, so, like Jeff Buckley, I think all the unreleased stuff, un or hidden things have already been put out. I don't think.
Yeah,
I mean, it would be one or two things if
sure.
it hadn't been released yet. So that's quite a wish list you got there,
It's a
Joseph.
wish list, and it's kind, that I mean, I finished up kind of diving back, way from the past a little bit, but that kind of will get us into our next segment because we're moving into 2021, what we're looking forward to. But I mean, our next segment, Christian, kick us off with what was your favorite band or artist of 2020? This year from hell that we've been stuck in. What band or artist kind of was your favorite through this whole weird time we find ourselves in?
Well, okay, so when we talked about things that we like or things in music that came out in 2020 that I was just, well, I don't really, I would say amongst the three of us, I think I am the get off my lawn guy when it comes to music. Like, I, I like what I like, and I don't really listen to the radio a whole lot. I don't listen to, um, I don't know. I don't listen to the top 10 on iTunes, right? I don't listen to that kind of music. But there was some stuff that was put out last year in 2020 um, that did catch my ear that I did like, and the first one came from a band called Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds. Um, if you know who Noel Gallagher is, he was the primary songwriter and guitar player for Oasis. And then finally, I think it was 2010 when they finally called it quits for Oasis. He went off and formed his own band named Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds. And this first album that he put out was pretty much along the lines of what you would expect. Like, it was like an Oasis album. Um, but after that, his musical direction took a sharp left turn, and he continued that turn with this. Hold on, I gotta. Oh, okay, the name with this album called Blue Moon Rising, and it's more of an EP. It's only got 5 songs on it. Um, it's not very rock based. It's more pop based, more synth based, and I like it when artists um, take a left turn and do something that's unexpected or is not what uh, they don't repeat an album. Like, if they have a big successful album, they don't repeat it on the next one. They're like, okay, that was that, now we're going to go do this.
Yeah.
I think, to me, that shows a lot of integrity in an artist to say, you know what, I'm going to do what I want to do, not what everybody wants me or expects me to do. So that's my first one, Blue Moon Rising by Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds. The second one, I don't know why I like this band. I just do. My second one came from a band called Neon Trees, and the name of the album is I Can Feel You Forgetting Me. And if you are familiar with Neon Trees, this is a very Neon Trees album. Okay,
they are what they
poppy.
are.
They are what they are. They don't run away from the fact of this is who we are. It's very pardon me. It's very, I don't know, early 2000s, mid 2000s pop rock, right? And it's just really catchy. So check that album out. I've got 2 more for you. One's an album and one is a single. And I'll do the album first, and it's from a band named Travis.
Oh yeah.
I love Travis. They are a great band. They were introduced to me by an ex-girlfriend who she just absolutely adored the band and got me hooked, got me into them. And what's the face?
And I'm trying to think who would introduce you to Travis. We'll talk about it offline.
I don't mind. It was Abby. Abby was the one.
Oh, okay.
So, and the name of the album is called 10 Songs, and it's I'm not going to say it's very different than stuff that they've put out before, but it's different enough, and it's very reminiscent of Coldplay circa Parachutes and A Rush of Blood to the Head.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. And then finally, my last one comes, it's a single. It's a song that they released in 1988. However, they decided to do it acoustically.
Ooh.
And it's the acoustic version of Blackened by Metallica.
Nice.
And they decided, hey, we're not doing anything. We're in the midst of this pandemic. And they each recorded it from their homes and put it out. And then here recently, they did their benefit concert for their charity named All Within My Hands. And it was the song that they started out the concert with. It's you can tell that it's Blackened. Like, it's got enough of the original song in it to go, okay, I can see that that's Blackened. But what I like about it, like I said earlier, they just decided to take it and go, you know what, we're basically going to rewrite this song and put it back out. And it's
awesome.
I don't know, I think it's great. So those are my highlights of 2020.
Sweet. Okay. Well,
on to you, Joel.
I'm very excited about this. So I'm going to say my first, and probably I would say this is probably my most excited thing that I was this entire year, but it's old that they finally released after all these years, and that was the Pearl Jam Unplugged concert where you could actually listen to it. You didn't have to burn it from a VHS tape. So super excited. If you haven't checked that out, it's really good. It's them. Dave had just joined the band. It's the drummer. It's just so good. And so check that out if you haven't checked it out. If you like Pearl Jam, check that out. The other one is a rap group called Run the Jewels. Their album RTJ4. It kind of hit me out of nowhere. I listened to the first listens as they come up on Amazon Music plug, and I loved it. I just hit play. I love the album cover and started listening to it and just absolutely love it.
Just
Um,
just downloaded Pearl Jam unplugged off of Apple Music
Apple
plug.
Music. Thanks. And Pringles too, from a previous episode. Pringles, please. We'd love more Pringles. But I love that album. It's a really great one. Another album I got slammed earlier in one of our earlier episodes as one of the things that I was listening to during the aforementioned COVID situation earlier this year, and that's Taylor Swift's Folklore. That album is just beautiful, especially the song with Bon Iver. I just really like that album.
Hey, I will say that it's gotten quite a few. It's critically acclaimed, I will
Yeah,
say. And as much as I don't like her, like there's hardly anything that she puts out that I like.
yeah,
I actually listened to a few things off the album and I can see where people are coming from.
yeah.
It's
It's
still not my
definitely
cup of
chill.
tea.
Yeah,
It's not something that I would listen to on the regular, but I can see why people would like it.
yeah. It's just a really great album. They did a really good job with it. And I think it's very much a timepiece. Like it just kind of represents in a lot of ways how a lot of people are feeling, just real solemn and disconnected. And that album just represents that, in my opinion. The next album is Phoebe Bridgers' Punisher album. I loved her previous album before this one. I love her super group that she's in. And this album it's just more in line of what she's doing as an artist. It just continues to progress. Her album with Connor Oberst is great. And it was okay. Like it was good, but this album just for me is just so good. I love this album, and people either love or hate this person, but Hayley Williams' solo album, she was so good before she went solo, but this album is so good.
Hey,
So
get off the lawn, guys. So you got to tell me who that is.
Hayley Williams, and I just totally blanked out on the band that she was in. Paramore. She was the lead singer for Paramore.
Okay.
And she got in trouble because people were painting her as this. I don't really care what her personal life is. This album is beautiful. And it's just, I love music that kind of tells a struggle, a story, kind of pulls emotionally. And you could tell from the songs on this album, she deals with a lot of stuff. And the songs, I just love kind of like what Death Cab does, where it's talking about one of the darkest kind of subject matters, but yet it's got this poppy, happy kind of melody. And that's what she's like the queen of. Like this album is so good. I'm totally going to get slammed for this one, but I don't care. Justin Bieber's last album, Changes, was great. Like it, going through what he went with Baby and all that stuff to the pop star to troubled teen star, finally got married, seems to have some things kind of under wraps. And this album is just representative to me of that. I mean, it's just a well-written album. Yummy is kind of not my thing, but the rest of the album, I think, just shows an artist that's coming to grips with who he is, going from a young child star to a man. I just think he just did such a great job with that album. It's so good. And that song Lonely that came after that, man, if you listen to that and it doesn't at least make you feel something, I really think that you need to kind of check yourself because he sounds like he's trying to figure out who he is as a man, as a husband, eventually a father. And I really feel like that his stuff really kind of shows that. So I have one more, but that's going to be saved for the first listen. So Ryan, what do you have on your list, sir?
I have one.
Oh,
because
great.
I don't listen to stuff that's new, right? So I'm a lot like Christian. I like what I like, but this 2020, I've gone back and just listened to like old country, 80s music, 90s music. That's kind of where I've been. But I guess if I had to pick one from 2020 that wasn't utter and total garbage, take the music videos away and just let me listen to the music, because the music videos are absolute trash.
Okay.
And that would be the stuff that Billie Eilish put out.
Hmm.
And so if you take the music videos away and just let me listen to the music, I can deal with it. But when I
wouldn't
watch
have
those,
pegged you as a Billie Eilish fan.
well, I'm not really saying I'm a fan. I'm saying if I have to pick something from 2020 that, was my favorite, because I mean, I listen to a lot of stuff that my high schoolers, the athletes listen to on their playlist, and it's just nothing but rap. And I always tell them, you can't have the word crap without rap.
You are an old man.
And
that's an old man argument right there.
And it's
You're
like,
not helping our cause.
I love it. No, bring it.
And so it's like, I just can't do it. But I mean, Billie Eilish, yeah. I mean, like I said, take the music videos away, because her music videos are the devil. And
wow.
And so that's it. I mean, that's the only one I've got is Billie Eilish, because everything else was just a rerun from the 80s and 90s.
Yeah. And dude, that's great. I love her music and I love her creativity. So I'm totally down with that. But I have to say, I'm pretty excited about this first listen. Are y'all down to listen to our first listen?
Well, let's go.
I will. 2020.
I will repeat what I said from from our last episode, that if the two of us do not like it, your first listen privileges are revoked.
Well, all right. So this is off of an album.
You were 50-50 last week, so
but it was overwhelming how much Ryan liked it. So I'm okay with that. You tend to kind of like, even if it's questionable, but no, this is really okay. So this first listen is from one of my favorite bands. I got into them late in the game, but I'm a diehard fan. I would love to see these guys live. They just put out an album this year, and it is fire, as the kids would say. It is lit, bruh. This is from a band, the Deftones, off their album Ohm. And this is actually my favorite track, called Radiant City, off the album. The whole album is legit. So, Ryan, have you ever listened to the Deftones?
I have.
Okay, so this is, I assume you haven't listened to the new album?
I have it on repeat in my truck.
He's so lying.
No, I have not. I just got done telling you I don't listen to new stuff.
Okay, well, here we go. We're gonna check out
the Deftones. The Deftones are old school,
but dude,
but not their new album.
But their new album is new. So here we go. I didn't say it was new school. I said it was released this year. So here we go. This is Radiant City. Let me know if that's too loud. tell you, this is one of those bands. I don't care what they put out; it always sounds good. Man, you gotta listen to this stuff with headphones on, man. It's so good. And that is Radiant City by Deftones off the album released this year, Ohm. So, guys, thoughts?
I'll let you go first, Ryan.
1 to 10. I'll give it a 3.5.
Whatever.
No, that was good. No, I liked it. It was not as much as last week, but I will say that this is probably your second best first listen. So
Oh, it's way better than last week's.
it's good. So last week was still better, but no, this was a close second.
Good. Cool. It was a safe bet. Fisher, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I mean, I just said it's better than last week's, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it is, I like Diamond Eyes
Mm-hmm.
and Around the Fur. Those are the Deftones albums that I prefer. I will say, though, it's unmistakably a Deftones song.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Pixies. It's like if you like one Pixie song, you're gonna like the other ones, even though you may like some more than the other ones. So
That's not necessarily true. There are some Pixie songs that I'm just like, yeah, I know.
yeah.
But yes, this is a definite Deftones. What I liked about it was the distorted bass. It gave a very a Motorhead feel to it, especially at the very beginning.
Yeah.
It was like it was almost very Ace of Spades like.
Yeah.
With that gallop in the bass line. So I
Yeah.
particularly enjoyed that. I mean,
That intro though, like when it kicks in, like the first
Yeah.
time I heard it, I said this is gonna be my favorite song unless they just majorly change it.
I mean,
And
if I had a nitpick, because that's basically what I would have to do with this song is a nitpick, is that Chino, the lead singer, he sings the songs. He sings all his songs, unless he's screaming. They're that almost
yeah.
whisper vocals that he does.
Mhm.
I would say. So that's
Yeah.
my only nitpick. But other than that, it was a good heavy tune. And if you want me To like your first listen, going heavy is a good bet. You
well,
know.
I like I said, I absolutely love this album. I agree with you. Those albums, actually, the early Deftone albums, it's really hard to beat. But the one thing I love is it seems like they always progress. So they were lumped in with the Limp Bizkit stuff and the Korn
Yeah.
stuff, and it just seems like they've evolved. Some of those other bands have disappeared, but I feel like this is still relevant. Whereas some of the other stuff from like Korn, I think, has been able to kind of navigate that too, and that's why they're still around, still releasing great
Well,
music.
what I like about Korn's done it too. They've kind of progressed and evolved. I mean, they were kind of forced into it when, um, oh, why can't Head when he left the band?
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
they had to do something to fill that hole. And now that he's back, they've incorporated old Korn with the new Korn, and it's pretty. I like it anyway. So
yeah. No, it's great stuff. But
and even this still has elements of quote unquote new metal, this Deftones that we listen to. But like you said, it's progressed. It sounds relevant to what's going on in today's music scene. So
yeah, it's definitely not rap rock, but we would always love to hear your comments. Again, follow, subscribe, let us know what you're thinking. If you like this first listen, if you think it's the best one, if you want me to play with my shirt off, the agreement that Ryan and them have
50
made. So
comments.
hit the comments. I would prefer, for some reason, you don't, but
I would
if
rather
that,
100 views, but
I would rather have 100 views or have people be introduced to the channel. But we just love to hear back from y'all. We love to have that kind of back and forth with our community. And so, anyway, just let us know what you're thinking and subscribe. We have some episodes coming up that are going to be a lot of fun. We have some guest people that we have scheduled. That it's going to be some pretty interesting content. So that being said, Fisher, what do you have for us this week?
all right. So I'm coming at you with not one, not two, but three channels.
Oh wow!
Um, one, I'm fairly certain all three of us on this panel have heard of. So I'll go ahead and start with them. And it's the O'Keefe Music Foundation YouTube channel. And they are, this channel is the channel that's responsible for the viral 46 and 46 and 2 or 40, yeah, cover of Tool by a group of kids.
Oh, cool.
And what it's O'Keefe is the last name of the guy who runs the school. His name is James, and that's what he does. He's a music teacher, and he'll compile a list of songs that that his students are interested in learning, and basically the guitar player, bass player, drummer, and singer that learn the song first, they're the ones that get to record the video.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so, it's mainly hard rock and metal. And what I like about that channel is here recently, they haven't just been doing straight covers. They kind of mix it up a bit. So kind of going off of what we talked about, the things that we liked in, bands kind of, I'm going to not do the same thing over and over again. I'm going to mix it up.
Yeah, progress.
So, yeah. So that's the first one, O'Keefe Music Foundation. And then the next two, they're both guitar channels. And they're mainly instrumental. The first one is Justin Johnson. He's a guitar player. He plays mainly blues and southern rock, that kind of stuff. It's all instrumental, and it's I don't know. It's really good. You just have to check it out. Don't take my word for it. Check him out.
And you say Justin Johnson?
Justin Johnson. Yeah.
Okay.
And then my final channel, another guitar channel, is called Jamie Harrison Guitar. And I've shared a video with you guys. He's the one that plays that cover of Wind Cries Mary. He plays a Fender That's typically what he plays Fenders, whether it's a straight Fender Stratocaster or a Telecaster. And so he plays a lot of his covers, right, that I like anyway, are Jimi Hendrix songs. So those are the 3 channels I have for you guys tonight.
That's awesome.
Sweet. Well, hey, there you go.
Well,
sweet.
Hey.
Well, that's what taking a 25 to 35-minute break will do. Your brain becomes mush.
Kills the flow of the show,
Just say it. And the flow of the show is gone when you got to leave to go pick up your kid, which was not me. Just saying. But hey, we hope you enjoyed what we talked about today. Like we always say, please comment down in the section below what you liked, what you want us to talk about. Something that I haven't said before or we haven't mentioned, for those of you that listen on Spotify and don't necessarily come to YouTube, do us a favor. Hop on YouTube and just comment and let us know who you are. And that you're only listening on Spotify. Just we want to know who's checking us out. So if you could just do that. And while you're on YouTube, subscribe and hit the notification button. That would be fantastic. We've got a lot of new content coming your way. I know Joel and I have been talking about getting our daughters on here, and I think in 2021, early in the year, we will make that happen. We'll get them on here to talk about what they're listening to. And in one of the words that Joel uses, it will be a phenomenal episode, right? And so don't forget what the game is with the word phenomenal. Said it twice, you know what to do. But anyway, until our next episode, make sure you're out there liking, subscribing, commenting, and keep living, keep loving, keep listening, and as always, keep rocking.
Yeah.
Keep rocking.
Too much metal for one hand.
Pasties being played. Hero, no shirt. And
Brock
the pasties are going to have Brock's face on them.
And they do.
His earlobes just spin.
Show notes. That right there says Joel is going first on the paper for segment 1. There it is. Insider look into the show notes. That was an exclusive brought to you by the UNT3. Has it seemed so long?
So long.
Joel, do you know about feeling long things? Is that why you're saying that?
Wow. Exactly.
Long.
Long and hard.
Has the year been hard too? Has it been a long, hard year? I swear, dude, if you end up, oh my God, I'm going to have to look that up now. I'm going to have to look up customized pasties. Face on them. What would be even better is if we somehow get like our faces, but with no beards and just let his chest hair be the beard.
Dude, you can't. Dude, I'm smooth as a baby. I fish her all
my
that.
Lord.
Yeah.
I that's all. It's trim, man.
You shave your chest
I gotta show off that
Hell
2-pack I have. Yeah.
You shave your chest hair?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay, so let's get this straight. So
I knew it. Here comes the list.
you pee sitting down.
Yes.
You have a pop thingy on your phone with a dude's face on it.
Yeah, yeah, he does.
You drink Zima.
When it's available.
Oh my dear Lord. And you shave your chest pubes
Amongst others, yes.
all the way down from chest pubes all the way down to your ball fro.
No comment.
Oh,
Ball fro.
oh
Yes.
man. Wow.
I love it.
I tell you what, man. We have one female on the panel here. I love it.